My name is SoSoon, which is an acronym for Sound of Something Out of Nothing. I gave myself that name because it reflects what hip-hop culture was about in the beginning, and I wanted to be able to reflect that. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, which for those who don't know is very much a working class neighborhood, and it is at the center of what inspires a lot of my music. Not only this song, but a lot of my music over my career is really being able to paint that working class picture that I don't think a lot of New York hip hop artists have done or been allowed to do, particularly on a commercial level. Technically, I've been writing rap music for over 30 years, but I call the start of my professional artist career 2000, which was when I started college and got my first opportunity to ever perform any of the music I'd written at that time. So my New York story is important because I grew up very sheltered in Queens, and when I went to college was when I was able to really start to understand what life looked like outside of Jamaica, Queens. Not that I'd never been out, but just not on my own. And in order to experience this life outside of New York, it was a lot of taking the train, taking the MTA, taking the train from home to school 3 to 4 days a week. And then as I started getting performances outside of school, it was trying to navigate around the city well before phones had Google Maps on them, trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B the old-fashioned way, for lack of better words. And as I got more experience as a performer, I also got more experience in and around the city and really being able to see the different places and spaces and the different cultures, the different sounds, vibes, energies, and it has all played a part in my music, whether I've talked about it explicitly or not. It's just not something I can take for granted. Even having lived here for over 40 years, I still find myself very fortunate to be here and still just ripping and running and enjoying what it is while I can still afford to do so. So the song Move Around is literally about this. It's about like paying homage to the MCA, not in like, you know, I'm the MCA's next mascot, but just like cutting through all the like shit talk that people have about the MCA. It's an old system. There's a lot of things that we can complain about, but at the end of the day, it is a vital organ in order to be able to move around New York for those of us who either don't have or actively choose to not have a car. And so, like, yeah, I just wanted to talk about, like, what gets me around and the things that I'm doing in the city and this piece that makes it important. So with the release of Move Around, it's the second single from my ninth studio project called Life Be Lifin'. And I've had, I think, maybe 2 performances of this song. No, just 1 performance with this gentleman to my right, my partner in crime, Tony Doms. And yeah, so I'm lining up a performance in Amsterdam, and then a touring company that we've been working closely with for the last couple of years, Full Blast Booking. They're gonna be helping Rod Digger celebrate the 25th anniversary of her debut album, Dirty Harriet. And we're just trying to make some final decisions on what portions of that tour we want to be a part of. But then if I see anything or hear anything that pops up in and around the Tri-State area that feels good, then yeah, you know I'm on that stage. That this is what I do, what we do. You know, everybody has their thing that makes them good, or the thing that is this. It should at least have at least one standout quality that makes you a notable artist. And I think for folks like myself and my partner in crime right here, we tear the fuck out of stages. That's just what we do. So next on the docket for SoSoon, I'm teaming up with director LA Wins out of Brooklyn, New York to film the music video. And as the summer rolls on, more performances, hopefully. And the album is slated for a November drop. Beyond that, now that the album is done, it frees up time to be able to focus on collaborations with several of my peers, some of which are long overdue. My apologies. Also, the SoSoon, Tony Dobbs and King Virtue EP. Shouts to King Virtue, one of my longtime producers. We're gonna start work on that pretty soon. And we're gonna keep giving you this New York hip hop, bringing those of you who've never had this experience into the canvas that is New York City. Thank y'all for checking this out. Shouts to Rap Olympus Media for this opportunity, and we out here.